Well, I guess it's story time. If Toli's not here, we'll tell a quick story. I know last time Piglord was here, he asked for a travel story, and I didn't really have anything off the top of my head, but I remembered on my way to work, I have a really, really good story. And one of the audience members is going to be very upset that I'm telling it. But it was when we were moving from Austin, Texas, back up here to Colorado. And we had a very, very horrible moving experience. Basically, you know, we were trying to save money, right? We're gonna move with a U-Haul, going on a 16-hour car ride back to Colorado, where we're from. We have everything, our entire 2-bedroom apartment, the dog loaded up into a U-Haul, towing my car on the back. We start the drive bright and early in the morning. It's something like 6 a.m. We get driving, and before we get out of Austin, I'm like, hey, why don't we stop for gas? You know, we don't want to get out in the middle of like North Texas where there's just nothing but like small towns every like 45 minutes or whatever. We stop at a gas station right outside of Austin. Like we maybe started driving for like 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm driving the U-Haul. My fiance's in the passenger seat, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You fill up the U-Haul, and I'll go in and go to the bathroom so I don't have to pee on the side of the road later, right? So I go in the bathroom, do my business, come back inside or outside, and I see a gas pump with a green handle in the U-Haul. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's gas. And I'm like, I don't think this is a diesel truck. And she's like, well, it's a, like, you know, whatever. The specifics are neither here nor there, but basically she thought because it was like a truck or something that it had diesel in it. And she just pumped like 30 gallons of diesel, like I don't know, maybe not 30, but like 25 gallons of diesel into a U-Haul. And I'm like, holy crap, what do we do? So we take the gas pump out of the U-Haul, and right above the gas cap, literally not even an inch above the gas cap, there's a sticker that says unleaded fuel only. She's typing. She was tired, I didn't see it. So anyway, you don't want to start a car that runs on unleaded fuel with diesel in it, right? So I go in, I'm like, in the gas station, I'm like, do you guys have a siphon? Like, I'm ready to siphon out 25 gallons of diesel. And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, okay, great. So I like open our little U-Haul manual and I call their little support line. I'm like, we got the insurance because we're smart, but the insurance doesn't cover that. But they have roadside assistance, so we call them anyway. Long story short, roadside assistance comes out. They try to siphon it. We put in like nitrous boosters and everything. Like we get the most premium fuel you can get. The technician dude starts the engine, doesn't work. We sit at the gas station for 12 hours total, waiting both for the roadside assistance guy and for a tow truck that's large enough that can tow the 20-foot-long U-Haul with the tow dolly on the back back to a U-Haul store. So we just sit at a gas station taking like 2 of their pumps because the truck is so big. When we finally get back to the U-Haul station, we can't do anything until the next day, so we have to spend the night at a friend's house down there. She has a video of the whole tow situation if we want to share. We have to spend the night at a friend's house, like, so sorry. He has a 1-bedroom apartment, so he goes and stays with a boyfriend, and we spend the night in his bed. Thank you Thank you, Khan. If you ever see this, which you probably won't, you forgot who I am at this point. Next morning comes around, and like the manager at the U-Haul's calling me at like 5:30. He's like, "Where's the key? You didn't leave us the key. You need to get here right now." I'm like, dude, okay, sorry, whatever. So we drive over to the U-Haul, and we're like, we gotta go. Like, is there anything that we can do? Like, we're trying to move. I got work like the next week. So he's like, we don't have any U-Hauls that are big enough. And we're like, great. He's like, but we have a neighbor U-Haul like 10 minutes away that you could probably get one from. So they check and see if they have like a big U-Haul. They do. We go over, get the new U-Haul, bring it back. We have to park them like butt to butt and move all our crap from one U-Haul to the other. So we're doing all this. Khan and his boyfriend come and they start helping us. It was just such a nightmare, this whole thing. It takes us like an hour to move all that stuff. And then we finally have to like, you know, we get it all done. They won't hook up the tow dolly from the old U-Haul to the new U-Haul. Or no, I'm sorry. They did hook it up, but they wouldn't put my car on it. He's vaulting. So I had to drive my thing up the ramp onto the tow dolly for my car and get it all latched in, make sure that when we start driving, my car doesn't freaking roll off the back or something. And then after that, our trip goes like without a hitch, right? We drive 16 hours. We get from Texas to Colorado. We stay with Michaela's grandma, which was a whole other thing in and of itself. And then we're good, right? Well, wrong, because, you know, we already paid for the U-Haul. Now we got to pay for the repairs for the U-Haul we put diesel in, both the repairs and the tow. So I get this big bill that's like an extra $1,600, which like I can pay, but who wants to pay another $1,600 after they paid like something, what, like $2,000 or something for the U-Haul and the tow dolly itself to get across the country? And it's like Thanksgiving, I'm like wrecking this manager from Texas and like trying not to pay this. I'm like, I didn't start the car. We may put the diesel in, but we didn't put it in the engine. It was only in the gas tank. Like trying to reason myself out of it. It's because we knew if we started the car and put the diesel in the engine, we're screwed. And I can't get anything out of this manager. He won't give me any sort of slack. I escalate it to... Good shield break. I escalate it to the regional manager, tell him the story, and I'm like, being nice to the regional manager, I'm like, look, dude, it's almost Thanksgiving. I'm not trying to ruin your holiday. I just want to get this over with. What can we do? Like, I don't want to pay this whole thing. I feel like I'm not 100% responsible. And thank God, luckily, the regional manager's like, okay, you're right. It is the holidays. I don't want to make this go on any longer than it needs to. Why don't you pay half of it and I pay half? I just eat half the cost. So I only had to pay like $850 for the whole repairs. Holy crap. That is my worst moving story I've ever had. My travel story is just adding a whole extra day on, having to wait at a gas station for 12 hours, paying an extra $850. But of course, there's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it may have sucked at the time, but now it makes for like a great, funny story. Except for now I'm out another $850.